Welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. I have a 20-minute meditation plan tonight for you. And the reason that it's just 20 minutes is I was thinking that I wanted to give you something quick that you could just pop in and do, maybe in the morning or whenever. It's a little easier to find 20 minutes sometimes than it is to find 30 or 40 minutes for meditation. So tonight we're going to be doing one on change. And all growth is facilitated by change. And if you want opportunities to come to you at a higher energy vibration, then you have to be willing to change your energy, sometimes change your body, change your karma, and maybe change your healing agreements. And that's all in order to grow. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to clean out your energy information on change, and then we're going to change our body being communication space. So another way to say that is we're going to facilitate a little change to the body tonight. So your body being communication space is your spirit and your body, and I have to move the hair. Your spirit and your body and how they communicate to each other. So the spirit needs to be able to tell the body its wants and needs, and the body needs to be able to tell the spirit its wants and needs. And when energy gets between those two spaces, that's when we start to feel physically bad. That's when we start to injure ourselves. That can be when we start to gain weight and feel yucky and depressed. So we're going to facilitate a little change in that space tonight. All right, go ahead, close your eyes, plant your feet flat on the floor, hips distance apart, and bring your awareness right to the center of your head, behind your eyes. What's important about facilitating change is being able to be neutral to what you're looking at. So it's really important that you hold your attention right there behind your eyes in the center of your head. All right. Go ahead and create a grounding cord that connects you from the base of your spine to the center of the planet. You can draw a simple line, or you could imagine a tree trunk growing roots into the center of the planet, or a heavy chain link that gets anchored into the center of the planet, but you want to anchor yourself some way with a grounding cord. And let's start by releasing some of the energy of the day. If you were out and about in your car, go ahead and release the energy that you might have encountered. And if you did errands today, also you can release the energy that you may have encountered doing chores or errands. And you want to bring your energy close to your body. So we're going to pull the edge of the aura in to about 2 to 3 feet from your body. And you can think of it as a bubble around your body, and you can tuck the bottom edges of that bubble into your grounding cord. Great. We're going to be using a bubble tonight as a symbol to work the energy of change. So what I'd like you to do is imagine a clear bubble right out in front of you. You can imagine that you have a white screen in front of you, still with your eyes closed, and visualize a clear bubble out on that white screen. And you're going to postulate that your information on change is going to go into this bubble, and you're going to ground the bubble. Ground that bubble separately, not through your grounding cord, but separately all the way to the center of the planet. Now, from the center of your head, and this is very important that you're right behind your eyes in the center of your head right now, go ahead and look at that bubble and start to get a sense of or see what different colors are in that bubble. And we're going to start by eliminating dark, heavy colors. So I want you to say hello to any browns or blacks that you might see in that bubble, and let those energies start to release. Those are lower, heavier vibrations that are not going to help you change. And you can look around that bubble for other colors. And I would ask yourself if any of the colors in that bubble that you're looking at are colors that you like or dislike. I would start to eliminate colors that you dislike. Those would be foreign energies. I also would look for white energy and say hello to that, and you could probably let that go down the grounding cord. One of the energies that's very important to release out of your information on change is resistance. So when we have resistance in change, it tends to immobilize us. So we're going to take a look at different kinds of resistance in your change bubble and start to release them. So I would look at that bubble and overall see if you can tell what colors represent resistance. And where you find resistance in that bubble, just simply say hello to it and let gravity pull it down that grounding cord. Now, one of the biggest forms of resistance that you're going to find is other people's resistance to you changing. So go ahead and look now for other people's resistance. And go ahead and say hello to any family energy that might be resisting you changing. You know, we all have a lot of family agreements, and a lot of times family agreements are based on matching energy. And oftentimes an agreement matches at the lowest common denominator. So in order for you to change and grow and evolve, you may have to say hello to some of these family agreements and release them. So say hello to any family energy that might be resisting you changing and send that down your grounding cord on the bubble. Good. And say hello to any spouses, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, wives. And clear their resistance to you changing. And also clear any friends that might be in your change information, resisting you changing, and possibly exiting your agreements with them. And then I would go back and say hello to any resistance that you have about change. And see what lights up. And go ahead and let gravity pull that out of the bubble. Great. Good job. Now that you've released all of that foreign energy out of your change bubble, let's go ahead and fill it in with a great big gold sun. So create that image of a gold sun above the bubble that you used, and bring that gold sun in to fill the bubble up. Excellent. Good job. Our next step is to take a look at our body being communication space. So again, actually I'm going to have you pop that bubble or blow it up so that all that energy gets dispersed, and we're going to create a new bubble, and this bubble is going to be for your body being communication space. And postulate that the energy of your body being communication space is going in that bubble. Another way to say that is how your body talks to your spirit and how your spirit talks to your body. And take a look again at the colors in this bubble. And start with the dark, heavier colors. Say hello to those and any of those colors that don't look like they belong there or that you don't want there. Go ahead and release them down the grounding cord. Now, there's going to be all kinds of different energies in your body being communication space. So to keep it simple so that we can do this meditation in a short period of time, you don't have to get into reading what kinds of energy are in there. I would just use colors and start releasing colors that don't look good to you. And you can also look for people, other people that might have a vested interest in your body being communication space. Again, family, friends, partners. Say hello to all of them and release them from that bubble. I would also look for the color in that bubble that represents pain and go ahead and say hello to that as a color and just release that color. And it will be easy to do if you keep your attention behind your eyes in the center of your head. And you might check this bubble for your body being communication space for any resistance as well. So go ahead and look for the energy of resistance and let gravity pull that out. That's great. Good job. All right. Now we're going to start replenishing the bubble because you've created a lot of space, which actually is change. And we're going to fill it in with a great big gold sun. So go ahead and create a gold sun. And in this gold sun, you're going to put your information on change in the gold sun. And bring that gold sun of change right into that bubble. And if one sun didn't fill up the entire bubble, go ahead and create a second sun of change. And what you're doing now is changing your body being communication space to a higher energy vibration. Go ahead and bring that second sun in and fill up the bubble. And take a moment and postulate for yourself. Oh, actually, let's blow up the bubble. And now just take a moment and think for yourself what you might like to change about your body. And just have a few moments to think about that. And after you've visualized that for yourself, you can put that in a bubble and pop that bubble or blow it up. And now create a giant sun of change above your own head and fill yourself in. Good job. You can open your eyes now and come out of trance. And I just am going to do a real brief announcement for you. This Friday, I'm doing Female Fridays, and I'm calling it Guilt-Free and Gorgeous. And the reason I'm calling it Guilt-Free and Gorgeous is because guilt is not a good look on you. So what we're going to do is clear our guilt and get back to being gorgeous. So that's Friday, and that's open to everyone. And then the following week, on Wednesday night, I have my women's intuition class, and that's going to be on courage. So we're going to be working the energy of courage on Wednesday night next week. So I've sent out my mailer today. If you haven't opened it, go ahead and check it out. I've got a lot of things planned for this month, and I really look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for joining me for tonight's quickie 20-minute meditation. Have a great night. Got my eyes on you. Good night.